This is the stand. Welcome to Dr. Jalil Photography. You can see a camera stand over here. I made this camera stand myself from a scrap microscope. Many of my viewers asked me about this camera stand. This is my everyday camera stand for my tabletop photography. Let me show you. With this camera stand, I can move the camera back and forth about couple of inch. So I can focus very precisely using this wheel, and also I can do focus stacking of my subject with this camera stand. This part is a rail, very precise rail. I can move it very slowly with this wheel. There are two wheels on both sides. This is an excellent camera stand for my tabletop photography. I've started a series on macro photography accessories for my tabletop photography. The first episode I have uploaded a couple of weeks back. I'll be uploading a series of videos on different accessories for my tabletop photography, which I have made myself and which I bought from an online source or outside. Today, in the second episode, I'll be showing how I made this camera stand from a scrap microscope. I'll be showing in details, step by step, the making process of this DIY camera stand for precise focusing and also for focus stacking using a scrap microscope. If you are interested to make this camera stand for your tabletop studio, please watch this video carefully because I'll be showing step by step making process in details with every bits and pieces of this making process. So please keep watching until the end. Let me show you a little bit details of this camera stand. Let me remove this camera. This is the stand. And there is a quick release clamp over here for easy removing of the camera. Today I will be showing making process of this type of camera stand with another microscope here. Let me keep it aside. I will be using this microscope for making of this stand step by step. This is an old microscope. I have collected it from a scientific equipment store. They had this lying for many years maybe. I bought it from them with a very negligible price. It's not very. If you want to make it yourself, you can buy it online, a brand new one. These are very cheap, very cheap. It's cost nothing. And the process is so simple, you can do it in your home if you have some small tools, regular tools in your home. It's not a big deal. You can make it yourself. Please watch how I do it. So this is the basic microscope, light microscope. So these are the removable part. This is the eyepiece I have to remove, and I will have to remove these objectives. These are very simple. You can do it. I am removing these objectives. I don't need this. I'll not throw this eyepiece and objectives because I might use it for some other purpose for DIY projects. So I'll keep it in a safe place. Now it is time to remove this slider for moving the slides on top of the stand. So it is very easy. Just unscrew it. You will need some tools. It might be lying somewhere in your home or in your garage. You need some pliers, some screwdrivers. I'll have to remove this slider. Very easy. Just unscrew it. I'll have to make this stand lighter. So I'll keep it as well. Now I'll remove this base stand. This is also very easy. there are some from below, so I'll have to remove. You'll see a mirror down here. It is very simple. You just pull it off. It is no screw there. You just pull it off from the microscope. Now I'll remove this black color base with a star screwdriver. There's one over here. So I have removed this black color stand for the slide. So I don't need this. Now I'll have to remove this part. I have loosened the screws over here, and I'll have to take this whole part out of this microscope. This is a little bit tricky. There's a small screw down here. I'll have to remove this one. For removing this small screw, it doesn't have any star, or I need to use a small equipment like this, or you can have this readily available in your drawer or in your home, just from geometry box. So you can use it for unscrewing this part. Very easy. It's not a big deal. I have just removed these two small parts which was fixed with this base over here, and these are very simple, all with the small nuts and bolts and some screws. So unscrew all these items, and I don't need this thing for my stand, so I'll just keep it aside. So you can see now it is getting more clear. Now I have to remove this part. This is the part for fixing the objectives. This is little bit tricky. Let me show you whether I can show you or not. Removing this part is little bit tricky, but in any case you have to remove this part for fixing the camera on top of this barrel. So let me remove. There are 3 holes, and some microscope has got 4 holes, and in one hole you'll see another small screw inside this hole. So I have to unscrew that one with the help of this special tweezer with the sharp edge. So let me do it, and I'll come back in a minute. I did remove this part from the bottom of this barrel. It was fixed with a tiny circular nut like this. It is a little bit tricky. If you can't do it yourself, take a help of a technician to remove this part. Otherwise you can just slide a grinder on it, just cut it off if you can't remove this part. Because for this one I had no problem with removing this. I don't need it, I just throw it out. Now this is the part, just unscrew it. This is the part for eyepiece. I don't need this one, I'll remove that one. So this is the microscope with removing all the accessories with it. I just need the base and this slider. I don't need anything else. But there's one more thing remaining here. See, you can use it like this, but you see, I'll put the camera over here and it becomes a very long and big stand. And there's a chance, if the camera is heavy, there is a chance it might fall back. What I'll have to do, I'll have to open this 2 part here and turn it around. I'll show you in a minute. Otherwise, you can put a screw over here, make a long screw so that it doesn't fall back. But it's not nice. It becomes a very big long stand. So this is the time to remove this part. And turn it around so that it becomes a stand like this. So I'll be back in a minute. So I'll be removing this two screws over here using this, I've shown it before, with this tweezer. It's very simple. Remove this part and the other side. So I've removed the two screws on both sides. Now there's a shaft. There's a shaft inside it. I'll have to push it back, take it off. You see the shaft inside? So I'll need all these three parts and remove this remove this part and turn it around. I'll fix it with turning it around, keeping all these washers inside it. There's some washer inside it, so I'll have to use it again for fixing it. Very carefully. I'm going to put the shaft inside it again. Little bit careful about these washers. I'll have to make an alignment. I'm making an alignment with this screwdriver, pushing it. I did it. And the other side I have to put washer again. I'm pushing back this shaft through this hole, and I will need to hammer a little bit because these are very tight fitting. It's almost done. Okay, now tightening it up with these two nuts from both sides, the other side as well. I need to tighten it very strongly, otherwise it will move. It's done. I have just turned this barrel otherwise. So now you see this is small, nice, tiny. This is the stand I just made from a scrap microscope. And you can bend it like this anywhere you like. You don't need much. So this is more than enough for putting the camera and moving it upside down. If it loosens after some time, all you have to do, make tight this from both sides. I think you don't need to tighten it every day. It should be all right. Okay. Old microscope is ready for fixing the camera over here. Little bit work to do more. I'll show you what to do next. It seems to be a little bit loose, so I'll have to make, if it gets loose, use a nose plus to make it tight. From both sides. Now it is very strong, tight, so use a nose plus to make it tight, no problem. Now you see both side by side. This is my which I have made already, and this is I am making now. So you see the difference. This one is a little bit smaller than this one. All I have to do, I have to make an arrangement to put a camera over here and a quick release clamp. You will have to buy a quick release clamp from online store, from Amazon or any other B&H or any other camera store. You will find this quick release clamp very easily. These are very cheap. You can fix this. Now there are two options. One option is like this. You can fix a base plate on top of this barrel to fix this quick release clamp, or you can fix the quick release clamp just on top of it with a nut and bolt, making a hole on this barrel. But in that case, you will have to find a nut and bolt to fix this, to match this. You might find a little bit difficult to fix on this round barrel of this quick release clamp. What I have done, I'll be using a small aluminum plate like this. You can use a very strong flat, but it has to be very strong so that it doesn't bend. It has to be a very strong plate. So I'll fix this plate over here. I'll fix this plate over here with a couple of nut and bolts. I've already made two holes on this plate and another big hole to fix this quick release clamp over here. So you'll have to find a small aluminum plate or any other metal plate so that you can fix it over here nicely. For fixing this plate on this barrel, I'll have to make a hole matching this two hole over here. I'll put a mark. I did put two marks over here on this barrel, and I'll make a hole. I'll be using these two nuts to fix this plate on this barrel. So I'll have to make a hole on these 2 spots matching the size of these nuts. So let me come back after making these two holes. I'm back again. I've made two holes over here matching the hole of this plate. So I'll fix it over here with these two nuts. So you can make it easily, these two holes, using a drill machine. So let me fix it. And I am going to put these bolts from below. You might need the help of some other guy around you for making this camera stand. Let me put the other one. Tightening up with the hand as long as it goes. Now you need to make it very strong. Use this nose plus. The other one. I've made sufficient tightening so that now you can see this is very strong. It doesn't move at all. So this is done. It's finished, complete. For this plate, you can use either you can use a flat plate like this, or you can use alternatively some aluminum channels like this. It goes very nicely with this barrel. So don't worry about this plate. You can use anything flat, but it has to be very strong so that your camera doesn't shake or your camera doesn't bend whenever you put over here. So this is final. This is done. All I need to do to fix this quick release clamp over here. Before fixing this quick release clamp, I need to clean it up and make a paint over here on this, because this is, you see, these all paints are gone and it is not looking very nice. I'm going to use this spray paint for this camera stand. Before putting the spray, I don't want to spray these beautiful wheels on both sides. So I am going to wrap it with a paper tape before spraying it. Let me put this aside, clear my table. I am going to put this paper tape on top of this wheel so that wheels remain safe from the paints. This side is done, the other side. Close it totally, enclose. Wrapping the other side of the wheel. I have wrapped these two wheels with paper tape so that it is not affected by the spray paint. Now I'll take it outside of my room and it will take about 10 to 15 minutes to dry off this spray paint. But also you have noticed there are some holes over here, but this is the first time I've seen this thing, but in other microscope this side is flat. So I might cover it with a plastic or a metal so that it doesn't look hole like this. So I'll be doing it later on after I finish the spray paint and everything. So let me come back after spraying it. I'm back again after painting this stand. You see, this nicely painted, beautiful, and I have also covered the holes with a plastic sheet with the same color, gray color plastic sheet. So this is done. Finally, I'm going to fix this quick release clamp over here. It's very simple. All I have to use a nut from the bottom. I'll be using a gasket, silicone gasket, nice and tight. So it's better to use a gasket and a nut from the below to fix it. It's very simple, very easy. That's it. I'll be tightening this nut with the nose plus. It's done, finished, complete. So my camera stand is ready with the quick release clamp and nicely painted all over its body. So I don't see any more rust. Now I'm going to fix the camera on this stand. And this is a quick release clamp for this one. So I'll have to fix this. This quick release clamp on the camera. Lock it. It's done. It's very strong, very heavy, no shaking, absolutely tight, and you can change the angle whenever you need it, and you can also change the angle upwards. So this is the final limit. So you can have the option for changing the angle all the way going down. If you want to do some macro photography from here in a very close shot, you can do it as well. And also you can do focus stacking, moving the camera up and down. You see, this is beautiful. So you can do focus stacking, a very small tiny subject over here in a very close proximity with this camera stand. So you have all the options from angle upwards and angle downwards and anywhere in between, depending on your subject distance and depending on your angle. So this is one of the best camera stand I've made using old microscopes. If you want to make it yourself, please do so. This is very simple, and absolutely very cheap. It will cost you very much. Buy a microscope, remove all the accessories from it, just keep the rail and the body. That's it. And make a plate like this and buy quick release clamp. That's all. If you find it difficult or if you need more information, please make a comment below. I will be answering any question regarding this camera stand or any other accessories for my tabletop studio. Please make a comment below if you need any assistance for this making process. If you like my techniques, if you like my channel, please subscribe, press the bell icon for my upcoming projects on accessories, on macro photography or any other photography I am doing on my tabletop studio as well as outdoor. Thank you for watching until the end. Bye bye.